All right, 5 financial traps most people walk right into. So part of the financial success that I've had is from having a great income and being an entrepreneur. But I would not be nearly where I am today if I had made these financial mistakes. They're things that I have learned along the way that have saved me tens or hundreds of thousands of dollars. And most people just walk right into these traps without a second thought. So pay attention, because this video could save you a lot of money. Number 1 is car dealerships. I like to trade cars pretty frequently just because I'm like that and I like change. So if every time you go buy a car, you're the guy who's paying $2,000, $3,000 more than the next person, it's going to be tough to get ahead financially if you're constantly spending more than you needed to on that car. Now, we all know stupid things like getting a lease and buying a brand new car when you could buy a 2-year-old car. They're just not smart buying decisions. But the financial trap is actually what happens in your interaction with the salesperson. They are expert at getting every dime out of you they can. They're going to, first of all, find every trick in the book to get you to pay that $3,000 more than it probably needs to sell for. They're going to tack on extra fees. Even they say, oh, just doc and regular old fees, and you just, well, whatever, and sign without even going through it to notice. And you're not negotiating like they are. They're going into sales trainings all the time and learning how they can get the most out of you. So the alternative is, when I go into a car dealership, first of all, I never decide what car I want to buy before I get to the dealership, ever. I make it a point not to research online. I go to the first dealership and I just book a whole day to go to car dealerships. I go to the first one and I say, all right, this is kind of what I want a vehicle to do. Tell me what I want, and let them walk me around. And I will go say, okay, I'm interested in this. And I'll go all the way through the negotiation process, saying, yeah, well, what can you do for me on the price, etc. Pushing them down as much as you can and say, okay, this is the best deal this dealership can offer me. And then 100% of the time, I walk out of there. Usually with the piece of paper printout they gave me, exactly with the total out the door price of what that would cost. I go to dealership 2 and I say, hey, I'm gonna buy this car today. And I have their printout. They'll usually give it to me. And I'll go to that next dealership and I'll say, I'm gonna buy this today unless you can show me something better. And then I'll do that and I'll go all the way through. If they can beat it, I take their paper and I go to dealership number 3, etc. I'll go to 7 or 8 dealerships in a day. And I've even twice actually had the car dealerships from one car dealer, the salesperson actually called the salesperson at another store, a competing store, and they negotiated price. And I said, hey, these cars are completely equal to me, just as good as the other one. It's just about the price now. And they actually did the negotiation for me. And so when I bought that car, I absolutely knew I had the very lowest price that I was going to get anywhere in the greater Boise area. So car dealerships are number 1. Number 2 is real estate agents. Do not play into their racket. I know a lot of you are real estate agents and you're not going to like to hear this, but I'm sorry, it's a racket. My home costs just a little shy of, it's probably around $900,000 with the improvements that we've made to it, and the market has gone up so much, maybe even a little bit north of that. So if I pay 3% to the seller's agent and I'm paying 3% to the buyer's agent, plus all kinds of the buyer's closing costs that the seller usually ends up paying and all that kind of stuff, you're going to tell me I need to pay $60,000 just to sell my house? Like someone's full-time yearly salary, that's what it takes to sell a house? I don't think so. I will never pay that. And even if your home costs a lot less, it's just too dang much. You're spending years paying for your house, either saving up or paying on a mortgage, like 15 to 30 years for most people. And then you're just going to hand over 6% just so they can put it on a glorified Craigslist and walk you through the paperwork that you're not an idiot, you can already understand. It's not that hard. I never, ever use a real estate agent, and I always sell the house. I've bought 4 homes, my wife and I have, and we do not use real estate agents, period. What we will do so that the home sells faster is we use a flat fee listing service. You go find a real estate agent who, for a flat fee, $500, $1,000, will list it on MLS so that you can get all of that interest here and bring those people in. And then on the listing, sometimes we've paid buyer's agents, and we usually set it at 2%, and they raise hell when they find out you're paying only a 2% buyer's fee, and it's right there on the listing. It's right in front of them, but usually they just won't check. They raise hell about it, and it's like, no, I'm sorry, that's what it's worth to me. It's worth 2%. Anyway, you can do it a lot cheaper. You can also sell it, of course, on your own completely on Craigslist or Facebook Marketplace, etc. And that's the best scenario. I'll always try that. I spend evenings like going out and I'll stake signs all over this city saying for sale by owner. And you do your own marketing and you pocket 60 grand. Yeah, I think so. So real estate agents, the title company is already doing the hard work. They're the ones that are handling most of this paperwork. Like having a buy-sell agreement is not that difficult to do. If you're competent, you know what you're doing, I think it's a great way to go. Now, as the buyer, yeah, you probably want to use a real estate agent because why not? The seller's paying it anyway. All right, trap number 3, credit cards. Now, all of us know it is stupid to pay interest on credit cards. The interest is way too high, and most Americans fall into problems with credit cards. Most Americans carry a balance on their credit card. And so I know you think you're the exception. I know you think you're not going to. I know you think you're always going to be careful. And so if you're really not going to do it, then just get a freaking debit card. Why are you even in business with these people and carrying something in your phone or wallet that is just ready to destroy your financial future at any moment of weakness? This is not a smart decision. Just get rid of the dang thing. Do not play their game. We all know it's dumb, so cut them off and just have a 0 credit score. It's a great credit score to have. All right, number 4, financial advisors. Again, I know a lot of you are not going to like hearing this if you are a financial advisor. It's a trap. Those guys, you walk into their office, even the good ones, and there are some good ones who are just good people who are honestly trying to help you, but most of you are going to walk out of there hurting financially. This is the place where I really separate with Dave Ramsey. I don't like financial advisors toying with my money. And here's why. You go into their office and they will tell you, all of them will have this same line. You go into the office and they say, look, I only earn 0.5% from the amount that you invest. That's a lie. They may directly be getting only 0.5% of what you invest, but they're also earning a salary from the big company. They're also earning other commissions on the load funds you put in. They're also earning here and there and everywhere, and they're going to send you paperwork. Your mailbox is going to be full of pages and pages and pages long financial disclosures. Why do you think they have to send so much? Because they're trying to slip in fine print on you all the freaking time. Don't play their game. Now, if you are just completely financially illiterate and you want to go to a financial advisor, fine. It's better that you invest with a financial advisor than not investing at all. But they want you to think that you're never going to understand this on your own and you need them. It's not that hard to figure out a basic investing strategy. Go to Vanguard. Vanguard is cheap. They have cheap funds that you can buy. And just buy a simple index fund. Easy. Go make a simple IRA. It's not that hard to do. And put some funds in there each year. Just go to, I like robo advisors. There are benefits and drawbacks to them. A lot of people don't like the very tiny fee that they take for what they do. To me, I think they're worth it. I think they're doing some cool things for you. And so honestly, if I had $1,000 to invest right now, I'd probably just go to Vanguard and put it in a $1,000 index fund. If you're ready to start investing a little bit more seriously and you're going to be putting in more money, I use Wealthfront. That's just what I use. You can see my code in the description below, but I don't really even care if you use it or not. It's just that's what I use. And I think they're great. I've looked into it and studied it extensively what they're doing, and I like how they're using my money. I think they're doing a good job. And so Wealthfront is great. They're doing some smart things with your money. And the day I fired my financial advisor, I felt victory. And it is so hard to get your money out of those places. Oh my goodness, they are trying so hard to trap you in. Ugly. All right, financial trap number 5, student loans. So nobody wants to have student loans, but the problem is, the trap is that you see, and we're all taught in high school, if I get this degree, my salary will be this. If I get that degree, my salary will be that. And we fall into a trap. Don't listen to those financial projections and expectations from your school who's trying to sell you a degree. The problem with them is, let's say I look at Stanford Law School, and you see, starting salary of whatever, $120,000. If I go there, it costs me an extra $70,000 in student loans, but look at that salary, and over 10 years, wow, it's incredible what I do, and everything after that is gravy. After your first job after law school or whatever school you go to, even an undergrad degree, nobody cares where you went to school anymore. Nobody cares if you went to some online school once you've had a real big boy or big girl job, right? They're going to look at your job history. They don't care where you went to school years ago, right? And so it's really just about that first job that you're getting out of school and kind of the career track that sends you on. And what you don't realize is, those salaries may look good, but when they send out that survey to recent grads to see what they're actually earning to get that data, who do you think feels more excited about filling that out? The person who has an awesome salary and wants to show off, look, school, I made it. Or the person who's like, I'm actually only earning $30,000 a year. They're not excited about filling out. So I think most of those numbers usually end up inflated. But also what you don't realize is what the quality of life is for somebody who takes that $120,000 job right out of law school, or again, whatever degree you get. Quality of life sucks. Your soul is owned by a law firm in a big city, and that's how you earn that. If you go to the prosecutor's office in a place where you may have a much higher quality of life, they aren't gonna pay you $120K. They just won't, right? And so you have to realize what those salary expectations actually mean in terms of quality of life. And so I think education is a great investment. I got a bachelor's degree. I got a Juris Doctorate degree. I believe in education, but don't believe the salary expectations and do that math without a heavy grain of salt coloring your decision. Those are 5 financial traps that most people walk right into. I'm sure some of you disagree with a lot of them, and so I'm sure the comments will be lively on this video. But subscribe and you'll see lots more videos where we're sharing our financial advice and things that have helped both me and Ricky to get ahead.